And hope all of you can see my screen also. It's very, I think it's visible to you, all of you. Right. So let me introduce myself. Just give me a second. I don't want to take much time, guys. Just a 2 minutes of time. I'm Vamsi Krishna Guttula here, guys. I'm almost all having somewhere around 22 plus years of experience in the IT industry, guys. So in the last 22 years, from the last 22 years, every day I works on data. Every day I works on the data. I see the data. I process them. I analyzes them. Mainly, I call myself as a data expert. From the last 22 years, I'm working on the data, guys. I started my career in 2003 approximately. I started with some database management initially, guys. Like, you know that, right? Database management systems like some DBMS systems like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. At that time, guys, 23 years, 22 years back, we don't have any all these data science and all these things was not there. And after that, I moved to database administration. Like I was also expertise in performing some admin related tasks like security, automation, scheduling, high availability, backup and recover strategies of databases. These are all my expertise in the database admin, guys. After that, I moved to business intelligence. We know that about the business intelligence BI. And after BI, after working for a couple of years in BI, I moved to big data systems. And from the last 8 years, I was into the data science field, guys. So mainly my current expertise, almost all having 8 years of experience. I started in 2017, data science, AI, machine learning, deep learning. From the last 2 years, recently we know that it was started generative AI, prompt engineering. So these are all my complete expertise on the various technologies related to data science, guys. And coming to my certification programs, I already completed one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad. So it is on AI and ML. And currently, I'm doing another certification program in collaboration with Microsoft, basically on generative AI. Currently going on, still it has not yet completed, but currently I'm doing one certification program from Microsoft. So in collaboration with some great learnings, I'm currently doing one certification program from Microsoft. And these are my complete expertise, guys. And coming to my whatever my job or something like that, I was a freelancing trainer. Coming to my role, it's a freelancing trainer. I collaborated with many of the training academies, like I collaborated with XLR, Durga Soft, who you have been joined here, and Naresh IT, Naresh Technologies or Naresh IT, Stansis, and I was working as a consultant trainer. I also handles various corporate trainings, guys. Recently, only I covered one training program at CGI, Deloitte, Future and CGI. These are some of the recent whatever the trainings I done at recent one of the corporate levels trainings what I have done, guys. So this is about myself. I think you got to know about like almost all I'm having 22 years of experience, guys, with many of the data related expertise, guys. Okay. So coming to this particular training program, guys, you know that. So all of you are here to learn something about the Gen AI, which is nothing but what we call it as a generative AI. So from the last 2 years, guys, it was started almost all I can say from the last 2 years, we can say that it was started. And from in the recent year only, it has been became more and more popular. A lot of new implementations, a new kind of an implementations has been got started. And even at the corporate level, also at the enterprise level, everyone suggesting. Even recently, my brother, who is working in Deloitte, sorry, he's working in Dell, having somewhere around 25 years of experience at Dell. So he's at a very high corporate, the high management level. He was at a management level generally, but still there are asking them to the senior level management people also. They're asking them to learn something about some upskill them with the data science, machine learning, AI, NLP, generative AI. Recently, at a 25 years of experience level also, they started learning about these particular skills. So because the industry requires, guys. Up to what extent it was succeeded, I'll tell you about the history, guys, because I am I'm in the industry from the last 22 years. I know I have a clear understanding about how the approaches has been started, how many years it has taken for implementation. I'll give you a complete the history about the implementation also. I'll give you the idea about that, guys. Okay. So here we are here to learn something about generative AI. So what I'm going to do here is within one class, because it is completely new to you guys. At least whenever I said data science, machine learning, AI, NLP, at least people can understand them because there are a little bit familiar terminologies has been became now. But coming to this one, that is nothing but generative AI. It's a completely new terminology. So many of the people does not, maybe they don't have a clear understanding about what is generative AI. But something happening in the industry, something happening, guys, something they are talking about generative AI. So what exactly this generative AI? To understand that, at least we require some around 3 to 4 demo sessions we require, guys. Within one class, I cannot make you understand. So today's session, a little bit idea about what is generative AI. And when it comes to which is going to be the coming couple of classes, like I'll tell you guys some little bit technology I'm going to add up them, technical aspects I will add up them, and I'll make you understand clearly what is generative AI, guys. Okay. So before going to this topic, guys, before starting with the demos, I just want to hear some few words from your side also, guys. Like, what is generative AI? So what do you know about? Whether it is correct or wrong does not matter. Basically, how much extent you are aware about, or how much extent you are thinking about generative AI. I want to know about that, guys. Anyone, guys, from your side? Can you just please come forward and just give some few points what you know about generative AI? Anyone? Yes. Anyone, guys? Just it is an interactive session, guys. It is not a video training. So try to speak, guys. No one. No one, guys. Anyone?
Yes,
Can you?
I
Yes.
want this.
Yeah. Hello. Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, as per my understanding, like this getting a AI, like we are giving some prompt and we are getting some data, like whether it is text content over videos or images. If
Okay.
we are generating some that's that
Okay.
I can understand.
Okay. Fine. It's a little bit. Absolutely, it is a little bit correct only. But let us make it a little bit more and more understanding. Anyone else, guys? Anyone want to tell about something you know about generative AI? Anyone is there? Anyone? Can you please come forward and can you just give a few points, guys? What do you think about generative AI? At least I'm not asking about what do you know about generative AI. What do you think about generative AI, guys? Okay, fine. Let me start with the discussion, guys. I'm not going at a very higher level, just at a very basic level so that you guys can understand. So let us start with a small basic level understanding only, guys. So first of all, the main thing is like the first question that most of the people try to understand is what is AI versus what is AI, first of all. So what is basically AI? So AI, generative AI. What is the difference between them? Let us try to start understand a little bit about AI, guys. So I'm talking about a little bit higher level discussions, guys. So even if you don't get any idea about or if you don't can't understand it also, because I'm going to use some terminologies of data science, machine learning, AI. I'm going to use some terminologies. Even if you are not aware about that, don't worry about that. I'll tell you guys, if you want to become a Gen AI expert, or at least we have to implement the Gen AI applications, what are going to be the prerequisites, up to what extent you require the knowledge? I'll give you some idea about that, guys. In a couple of days, I'll give you all that particular ideas. I'll explain all that particular concepts. I'll explain in a couple of days. Just try to listen the class, try to understand whatever the extent you can understand it, guys. After that, we can go for slowly the implementation. Then we can understand the things easily, guys. So first of all, what is AI? AI is nothing but simple. If you look at the definition of AI is nothing but which we call it as an artificial intelligence, which is nothing but capable to mimic the human behavior, guys. Which is capable to mimic the human behavior, guys. That is what we simply say that about the which is going to be about the AI. That means the machine or a system which can behave like a human, which can, like for example, it can take some kind of a decisions like how the humans can take, or it can just behave like how the human or how a human is going to do some kind of an artistic skills like painting. How a person or a human or how a which is going to be a painter or a which is an artist, how expertise he can draw the pictures, a machine also capable to which is going to be draw that kind of a pictures. So that is nothing but what we simply call it as an AI. Just for a small timing, which can mimic the human behavior is nothing but what we simply call it as an AI. Try to understand carefully, guys. This AI is basically gets categorized into which is going to be two types, guys. Basically, it is what we simply call it as AI. There are two types of AI systems will be there, guys. So what is AI? AI can nothing but what we can say, guys. AI is nothing but simply to say that which can mimic the human behavior is what we are going to call it as this particular what we can call it as an AI systems. Okay. These AI systems, there are of two different types, guys. One is going to be what we call it as a discriminative AI. What we call it as a discriminative AI, guys, a discriminative native AI. And the other one is going to be nothing but what we call it as a generative AI. A discriminative AI and which is going to be nothing but a generative AI. Just try to understand, guys. For example, let me tell you one small examples. What is meaning of discrimination? You know what is meaning of discrimination, guys? Discriminative means the AI system is capable to differentiate between the one class and the other class. For example, I'll tell you one small example for this, guys. Don't worry, I'm going to use as a little bit higher level terminologies. If you can understand, well and good. Even if you can't understand, leave it, guys. For example, let us take a small example, guys. Let us say that what is my example here is, guys. Let us take some kind of an images. Let us take some kind of an images I'm going to take in, guys. What is these images? For example, the images are going to be some kind of there are going to be human, which is going to be the faces. So the images are containing some faces, which is going to be the faces of the humans. Let us say that I mark them saying that this image belongs to male, this image belongs to female, like that I label them. So this image belongs to male, this image belongs to female, this image belongs to male, like that. There are some images are there, some not just like a 3-4 images, guys, maybe somewhere around 30,000 40,000 images I have taken, guys, maybe somewhere around 20,000 images I have taken. These images, what is these images, guys? The humans facial images are there, which are separated. That means we already labeled them saying that this image belongs to male, this image belongs to female. I given it to a system. What I did is, guys, I'm just feeding all these images to the machines, guys. Otherwise, instead of place of system, I said it is going to be machine. Machine is nothing but a computer, guys. Now, what the machine is going to do, guys, the machine is going to tries to learn something from these images. What the machine will try to do, guys, the machine will try to learn something from these images. What it is trying to learn, guys? It is trying to learn something which can differentiate a male and a female. That means it will try to study like how the female faces looks like, how the male faces are going to looks like, or how the female hair the whatever the hairstyle will be there, what is going to be female's hairstyle, how the eyes of the females will be there, how the eyes of the males will be there. Something like this, it will try to learn something from that particular images to differentiate. How it will learn, that is secondary concept, guys. I'm not going to discuss about those things right now. Machines are going to learn something to differentiate between a male and a female image. So what is the differences? Only by looking at the face, not by looking at the type of the dress they wear, or not by using some other thing, but just by looking at the face only, they can learn something. That means the machines are learning something from these images. Mainly what they are trying to learn, why they are learning, they want to differentiate between. They want to differentiate. It is going to be differentiate between, which is going to be male and a female. So what they will do now, guys, once the machine tries to learn something from these images, now what happens now? Whenever I given a new image, for example, a new face, if I give an image, now my model or my machine is capable to identify whether the person in the image is a male or a female. That means the machine will tell that whether the person in this image is a male or a female. Sir, why do you require this? What is the need of that? Obviously, there is a lot of requirements will be there, guys. It looks like a simple example only. But in real scenarios, there is a lot of use of that. I'll tell you the examples later. So what is a discriminative models or a discriminative AI is nothing but what is a discriminative AI, guys? The machines are going to learn something. The machines are going to learn something from the data, whatever the data we feed. Like for example, some kind of an images. Now what the machines will do is they will learn something from that particular data such that they can differentiate between a male and a female. Once they learn something, machines will learn something from the data, guys. We simply say that machine has learned or machine has been trained to differentiate between a male and a female. So what this particular AI machine can do, guys, whenever we give some a new image, whenever I give a new image to the machine, guys, the machine will immediately say that, yes, the person in this image is a male and the person in the image is going to be female. On what basis it will say? Already the machine has been learned. That means these machines are trained only to differentiate between or a discriminative between a male and a female, guys. Not only that, guys, you can do lot of examples. We can do that. For example, something like you can apply the same thing for which is going to be medical diagnosis also, guys. For example, there are going to be some kind of a scanning reports will be there, guys. The scanning reports are also going to be images only now, guys. Let us say some kind of a scanning report is there for particular which is going to be for a particular disease or something like this. So once if you feed this data to the machine by labeling them, this is positive, this image is positive, this particular report is negative. If you label them and give it to the machines, guys, machines are again trying to differentiate. How can you identify? How can you differentiate whether it is a positive or whether it is a negative? So they are trying to learn something about how to differentiate between a positive report and a negative report. They will learn something from that particular the images. Now what happens now? Whenever a new patient comes and a new report comes, now what the machine or what that particular AI system can do is immediately the machine can identify, yes, this is positive and this patient is negative. On what basis? Because the machine has already learned something from the which is going to be the old images they have been already identified. So this is what we simply call it as a discriminative AI, or simply they call it as discriminative models, what they call it as. So the machine learning models or the AI machine which was trained or which was made to learn something to differentiate between a male and a female, guys. That is what we call it as a discriminative AI. So earlier the systems are like this only, guys. The machines are saying that you feed some data to us, so we'll learn something from that particular data to differentiate between whether it is a belongs to male or a female, or whether it is going to be belongs to a positive, negative, or whether it is going to be something called as a class A or the class B. So here we call them as a classes, guys. Male and female is two classes. Positive, negative is going to be two classes. Like that, they are going to train to learn something from that particular data, guys. Now, what is generative models, guys? Later onwards, what happened, guys? The machines has been became very intelligent now. Now, what the machines are saying is, what is generative AI models, guys? Try to understand carefully. There is again same input, guys. There are going to be some, again, I'm giving some images to that particular models, guys. Which type of models now? Now the machine is not a normal discriminative AI model. It is a generative AI model. Again, the same thing, which is going to be human faces. Again, labeling that it is going to be male and this is going to be female. I given some images like this, guys. Male and female images are given. Try to understand carefully, guys. Process is the same. Again, the same human faces, but I'm giving it to which is going to be a generative AI model. Again, a generative AI model is also going to learn something from that particular images. And it is also going to be some learn or some train. But difference here is the generative AI models will learn something from the data, not to differentiate between it will also learn, guys, but not to differentiate a male or a female, guys. That means what it will do, guys, it will learn something. But what it is going to learn now, once the machine has been trained, guys, once the machine has been trained, what is a generative AI model can do is, you can ask a generative AI model, can you draw a female image? Can you draw a which is going to be a female image? Immediately your generative AI model can draw a new image which is going to be a female image it is going to draw. It generates, guys. It is going to generate, which is going to be a female image with the given requirements, guys. So hope you can understand a little bit difference. You can find it off, guys. So generative AI models are trained to differentiate. So we are asking the model. So please try to learn how to differentiate them. They are very simple. So by looking at the facial, what is going to be the shape of the face, or which is going to be the how the hair was there, or how the eyes was there, or how the ears was there, based on that, the model will easily differentiate it. But here, the generative AI models are like something like we are giving some training to some artist. See, by looking at the face, anybody can identify, guys, whether it is a male. If I show you an image, tell me whether the person in the image is a male or a female. You can say that. Anybody can identify that. But if I ask you to, let us say that draw an image of a female, or if I ask you to draw an image of a male, so everyone cannot draw perfectly, guys. Isn't it? Everyone having a basic drawing skills, but perfectly, if you want to draw a perfectly human face looks like exactly looks like a human face. So only some artists can split, only some artists can do that. Isn't it? Who is having some little bit expertise on that, who can draw, who is having a good artistic skills, those can do them, guys. Everyone cannot perform that particular operations, right? So generative AI models are nothing but, guys, the models which are trained or which are basically learn something from that particular inputs, how to draw a new image. How to draw a new image. I think all of you have been tried all these things, guys. You know all these things, applications, we know that, guys. We use something called as an chat GPT, isn't it? So go to a chat GPT, guys, or go to which is going to be from OpenAI. I think all of you have an idea about that. It is from a company called as OpenAI. Or let us say go for which is going to be something called as an Copilot. It is going to be from Microsoft. Or it is going to be something called as a Gemini from Google. Like that, there are so many different types of which is going to be. These are going to be generative AI models, what we can do, guys. So let us open the Copilot. Let us try to open the Copilot, guys, and go to the Copilot and give some prompt. I think all of you have got some little bit. Nowadays you are talking about now, guys, prompt. We have to give a which is going to be prompt, guys. So what I'm asking the prompt, let us generate it. Let us give some kind of a, I think nowadays everyone got to know, guys, just like a, not like a Google search. We have to give a kind of a meaningful prompt. We have to get it, how the prompt will work. So whenever the user gives a question, how it is converted into a understandable, which is going to be prompt. All these things we'll learn in the actual practical implementation. Okay. Let me give a small, which is going to be prompt. We don't call it as instruction, guys. We'll give a prompt. So let us say that draw a, which is going to be a draw, you say, or generate, you say that. Draw a picture of. It is going to be draw a picture of, for example, Indian female. Indian female, let us say that. Indian female with the age, with age around, let us say 25 years, for example. Age around which is going to be 25 years, with which is going to be a smiling face. Which is going to be nothing but it is going to be a smiling face, guys. It's a smiling face. Just a small instruction I given. Draw a picture of which is going to be an Indian female with age around 25 years with smiling face. So it is taking some time. It will generate it, guys. It is generating in the background. So something process is happening. What is the process? We don't know. Okay, currently we don't know, but later on after the generative AI classes, we know what is happening inside that, how our instruction is converting internally, what is happening there. Okay, what is going to be the vector databases, all these things we can understand it, guys. So it is generating some image. We all of you know that nowadays you are seeing a lot of YouTube reels, YouTube videos, which are having AI generated, which is going to be images and videos. Nowadays, everyone has become familiar with the, with is going to be generative AI, guys, right? So it has generated some kind of an image. It has been generated. So this image was not generated from any, so it's not like a Google search, guys. Go to a Google search and find out. If I ask the Google search and ask you to find out some images, it will search the internet and it is going to pick some images. It is going to pick some images, guys. Done, guys. It has been done. So almost done there. It is a few more adjustments is taking place. So this is the image of a female. Actually, this female, it is not a real image, guys. That means this particular image, that particular person does not exist at all. See how realistic it is going to be appears, guys. Normally just appears like it is going to be a realistic image, guys. But actually This person does not exist. For example, I say age of which is going to be 10 years. For example, let us ask for which is going to be age of 10 years. I'm asking there. So it is generating a new image, guys, now. With the age of which is going to be 10 years, it is going to be generate. Same, it is going to images that it generates the same image, guys. With a small change in the face, the what is going to be the dress color will be same, the features will be looks like a same, the hair will be same, the smiling face will be same, everything will be same. But just a small change in the what is going to be the so that particular face which is going to be slightly it will be different there. Let us see. Let us see. Just wait for a couple of minutes. Just wait for a couple of minutes, guys. It will generate. It is generating. It's generating, guys. So this is going to be the image, guys. And this is going to be another image, what we can see with this. Yes, I'll share all of the details, guys. So today is my first demo, so don't worry. So just give me a one or two couple of classes. I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you all that complete details. I'm going to give you guys. Just give a 1 or 2 days of time. Okay, fine. Just wait for a couple of minutes, guys. Just it is generating some, which is going to be, it is generating some image. So see guys, almost all it is going to be looks like the same face, which is going to be almost all it is going to be the same face, a kind of a same hairstyle. Even the maximum as of my experience and my understanding, the dress color also going to be looks like the same, exactly same dress color. Everything is going to be same. Only thing is the face is going to be little bit different will be there. See there? Perfectly the same shape of the which is going to be the hair, which is going to be the same dress color it has been generated. See there? Perfectly the same dress color. There only you can understand, guys. It is an AI generated image. Right? This image looks like a little bit realistic, but this image is going to be looks like normally it is looking like an AI generated image only, guys. Right? But maximum 90% it is going to looks like an which is going to be a real human is going to be gets existing there. We can generate videos, we can generate images, we can generate audios. So what is these particular models are nothing but, guys, these models are going to be nothing but what we can say is, yeah, just give me a second, guys. Just please be online, guys. Just give me a second. Yeah, guys, let's continue, guys. So once again, so let us try to understand here is, guys, what is exactly the generative AI models are. Generative AI models are also, they are going to learn from the past. They are going to learn from the data only, guys. They are not directly generating. So how this particular copilot is generating this image, guys? Because the copilot was trained earlier, how a female face looks like, how a which is going to be Indian face looks like. If you want, you can try them, guys. But I think daily there is a limit will be there. Only 3 images or 4 images only we can generate them. Beyond that, we can't generate. If you want to generate, we have to upgrade them, guys. That is what we have to do. Trained earlier, guys. The machine, the copilot was already trained earlier, saying that this is how a which is going to be a human face is going to looks like. You can ask it, guys, draw a which is going to be an image of a dog, image of a cat. So everything we can just give all that complete information. We can give it like this, guys, so that the machines can learn something from that particular data. And based on that, what is capable to do, guys? They are capable to generate some new content. So generative AI machines are also just like normal AI machines only, but those discriminative models are trained to discriminate, to differentiate between which is going to be, which basically to differentiate between a male and a female. But generative AI models, what they are going to be those, guys? They are capable to generate some new content. That's why we call it as a generative AI models, what we are going to call it as. What they can generate, not only they can generate the images, guys, they can generate some kind of an which is going to be text, guys. If you want, we can ask the generative AI model, you can ask to ask to add some article. For example, you want to write some, you want to give a speech at your college. So you can ask your the generative AI models to write some which is going to be some speech. So this is we have to give the proper prompt we have to give. So I want to generate a speech, which is going to be some generate a speech. So delivering it at a particular event. It's an annual event. So what type of audience will be there? So what type of the things that need to be included? So whether to include some kind of an technical, technological technology, which is going to be things, and which is going to be something like an giving some thanks to all the which is going to be the lecturers or the faculty members who supported them, and which is going to be appreciating with all the other friends who has supported you during that academic years, and just wishing them the wishing them with the which is going to be wishing them some kind of an for the better futures. So you give some required input, guys, they can generate some kind such kind of a text, they can generate it. So how they knows about that, how they can generate the data? So they are already trained with various which is going to be speeches that has been given across the world or across the various which is going to be audience by multiple speakers. They can generate some images, they can generate some text, obviously they can generate some videos, they can generate some audio, anything they can generate it, guys. So generative AI models are also some kind of an which is going to be some kind of a machine learning. They are also going to be some AI models only, but they are not trained to discriminate them. They, if you give some training to them, they are capable to generate some kind of a kind of a new data can be generated. So you can ask the which is going to be, there is a lot of which is going to be the tools are there, guys, right? There are so many nowadays. In YouTube you can find out a lot of which is going to be tools, you can find it off, guys. A lot of AI tools are there, right? So what is this AI tools can do, guys? If you give some few if you give some kind of an input to them, what they can do, guys, it is going to be they can generate some kind of an which is going to be some kind of an videos they can generate it, guys, right? So some of the tools, if you can see, guys, I think some popular, so many tools are there, guys. So many tools are going to be there, guys. Some of the tools I can say which is going to be, I think just give me a second. So there are going to be some kind of a lot of AI tools are going to be there, guys. I think it is going to be what is that, guys? It is going to be HeyGen.ai. So what it can do, guys, it is also going to generate some kind of a which is going to be some kind of a text that can be gets generated, guys. Some kind of a videos it can generate them. So give some prompt to them. So what is requirement? So give some which is going to be prompt, and which is going to be some kind of a select the required whatever the faces or avatars, whatever you want, we can select them. So once you select them, they can generate some kind of a video that can be generated, guys. Like some kind of a small video I have generated, guys. So maybe you can't, I'll share the audio also. Just it is going to be just a simple, just I'm showing you basically this is going to be, I'm just sharing some small video, guys. I just generated a small video. So if you want, you can hear it, guys. I'm playing the video, just a 40 seconds video was there.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to say a big thank you to Mr.VAMSI KRISHNA for providing such an amazing data science training program. Thanks to this course, I now have an excellent, in-depth understanding of machine learning and deep learning models. The concepts were explained so clearly, and every topic was backed by practical applications. The training was extremely well structured, and what really stood out was the interview preparation support. It gave me the confidence and skills I needed to crack my interviews. If you're looking to get into data science or advance your skills, I highly recommend training with Mr. VAMSI KRISHNA. Thank you once again for your mentorship and guidance.
Fine, guys. So this is a video which I have just generated. Within a few seconds of time, this video has been got generated, guys. So how this has been, it's an AI generated tool. It is going to be AI generated video, what we can see that. So like this, we have a lot of which is going to be in AI tools are there. So here in our course curriculum, we are not going to learn about how to use the AI tools, guys, but how to generate such type of AI tools we are going to generate it. But we are not going to generate that kind of a higher level tools we are not going to generate. Mainly our concentration is going to be on the a type of generation called as which is going to be, I'll tell you a little bit more details about them, guys. These are nothing but what we call it as large language models. Mainly our concentration is going to be on the large language models, which in short we are going to call them as LLMs, what we are going to call it as, guys. So our complete training program is not to generate the videos, because that requires a very high computing powers, high computing power systems are required, and a little bit very high level expertise is going to be required, guys. But here we are going to generate which is going to be something called as a large language models, what we can call it as. So what is large language models? They can only generate some kind of a text. They are capable to generate some kind of a text they can generate it, guys. How to use them and all these things, I will tell you the applications later, just like your ChatGPT application. So whether it's going to be ChatGPT, all these are going to be comes under LLM models. So right now you don't know what is happening internally. We are giving some input, we are getting some output. But how that output is going to be gets coming, in which scenarios they can be used in the real applications. Nowadays, what the companies are looking for. So why the companies are asking the people, their employees to learn something about the generative AI, what purpose it is going to be there. I'll tell you some different scenarios I'm going to tell you guys. So just try to understand the difference between a traditional generative AI models and generative AI models, guys. Both of them are going to require some kind of a training is required, guys. But the normal traditional discriminative models, AI models, are trained only to differentiate between whether he is a male or a female or whether it is positive, negative. But generative AI models are also trained, guys. But what they are going to be doing here is after the training, you don't give any image and ask them, tell me whether it is a male or a female. But if I ask the image, when I ask the model to generate an image of a female image, it has generated a female image. Or if you want, I can ask it to a text, or I can ask it to generate a video, or I can ask it to generate an audio file. They are capable to generate that kind of an application, guys. Okay, how they will work and what they will do internally, all these things we discuss in our I will come in the coming actual classes, we'll look into them. But to understand this particular, whatever the generative AI models, what is going to be some prerequisites? So obviously there is going to be some concept called as, mainly these LLM models are working based on some kind of a concept called as a neural networks, which is going to be part of a deep learning concept, guys. So don't worry, even if you don't have any idea about deep learning, it is not going to be gets required. We don't require. Why? Because we are not going to develop these particular network from which is going to be these application from the scratch. We are not going to develop from the scratch, guys. We don't give the training. We don't going to evaluate it and all these things we are not going to do, guys. There are so many open sources. There are going to be so many open sources, which is going to be the frameworks are going to be available, guys. Right now, you cannot understand completely, guys, but there are going to be so many open source frameworks are going to be available, guys. Like, for example, we are going to use this, most popularly, we are going to use this, which is going to be something called as an LangChain. Okay, obviously, we are going to use this something about the OpenAI, or we are going to be using something called as a Llama, which is going to be from Meta. Okay, OpenAI, we know that, guys. ChatGPT, OpenAI, that is going to be that one. LangChain is from a company called as an LangChain. Llama is going to be from Meta. So we are having something called as an OLama. So there are so many different types of open source frameworks are there, which is capable to generate or which is going to work on this particular LLM models, guys. You don't develop it from the scratch. There are going to be so many which is going to be this kind of which is going to be open source communities are going to be there, guys. So we work with something called as which is going to be LangChain. Obviously, we know that it is going to be openai.com. And apart from that, we are having something called as Llama. It is going to be Llama, guys. Llama is going to be a very popular, which is going to be this one. So it is going to be Llama, guys, which is going to be Llama from Meta. We can see, which is going to be some kind of an open source AI models, what we can develop them, guys. So many things are going to be there. Even we are having something called as all these things, we'll see it later, guys. So it is going to be something called as an OLama. So these are going to be a different types of, which is going to be open source communities, guys, which will help you to develop this kind of an application, guys. Yeah, sorry guys. There was a small, just there is an issue was there. Next one, the system has been hanged up. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. It was again responding. Just give me a second. Please be online, guys. I think it is a problem with the Zoom. I think it has been hanged up for me. So let me just relog in once again, and just I'm trying to relog in. Just give me a second. Right, guys. So I just logged in from a different system. So once again, we'll continue the discussion once again, guys. Just give me a second. Right. Okay, guys. Anyhow, just I'm trying to make you understand like what is the difference between a normal traditional AI systems and what is going to be generative AI system. So this is a different system, guys. So whatever I have done, now it was actually able to access them, but I just want to continue here because again I have to relog in once again there. Just give me a second there. Okay. So what I'm trying to explain here is, guys, so generative AI models are nothing but the models which are trained to generate some kind of a new data or a new content they can generate, guys. They can get capable to generate some kind of a text. They can generate some kind of an images, which we have seen just now, how I generated images. Not only generating of images, how I generated videos with the help of some AI tools. And apart from that, some kind of an audio, whatever you want, we can generate them, guys. But as I said that in our training program, we are going to learn how to create something called as an LLM models, guys. So what are these LLM models are there, guys? These LLM models are trained only to generate some kind of an, which is going to be some kind of a new text. So what type of text they can generate and all these things in a couple of classes, I will give you some introduction regarding that. But the machines, the models are trained to generate some kind of a new content, guys. That is what we call it as generative AI models. And what I'm saying is we don't require any knowledge of any machine learning or deep learning models. We don't require. Just if you have a little bit idea, that is going to be just a minute. So everyone should no need to have any knowledge of all the things, guys. If you have a little bit knowledge of some basic ideas, that is going to be sufficient, guys. So I'm using some open source modules like which is nothing but like what are the modules I'm going to use, guys? We are going to use some kind of an open source frameworks like which is going to be, as I said that, it is going to be something called as an Langsmith. We'll discuss about the practicals, guys. Langsmith is there. Obviously, we are going to use OpenAI, the OpenAI platform. And apart from that, which is going to be Llama, which is going to be from Meta, Olama. These are all going to be different types of, which is going to be the frameworks we are going to use it. Even Gemini Pro and all these things. Up to some extent, we are going to use some free open source tools, guys. But you have to spend if you want to develop because some frameworks are not free of cost, guys. For example, if we want to use OpenAI frameworks, we have to pay some money for that. So at least it is no need to pay much. We have to pay somewhere around $5 to $10. We have to pay, guys. Basically, so you have to spend a little bit extra money, guys. Maybe some around $20 to $25. We have to some spend extra because all the frameworks does not comes at a free of cost. So what type of scenarios we are going to discuss in our training program? I'll discuss about them. Okay, I'll discuss about those application in the couple of classes, guys. So don't worry, but just I want to as an introduction part. So I just want to make you understand what is a generative AI models, the models which are trained to generate some kind of a new content. So how they will work and all these things in coming classes, we'll discuss about them. And even in our training program, we are going to learn how to develop mainly large language models, which are capable to generate some new text. How to make them generate it and all these things, we are going to discuss about that. Obviously, we require some kind of an prompt, which is going to be the linking of prompts and all these things are required. A little bit of which is going to be prompting and all these things also what we are going to learn it. So what is about our course curriculum, all these things, I'm going to give an idea about that. But some people has been asked for like what is going to be the duration. It will be somewhere around 3 to 4 months of 3 months is there, guys. 3 to 4 months is going to be the duration, guys. And it is going to be nothing but it's going to be a week. It is going to be Monday to Friday classes, guys. So Monday to Friday, guys, this is going to be the Monday to Friday classes. Totally, it will take somewhere around 3 to 4 months. It is going to take, guys. So along with the course fees, you have to spend some extra money, which is approximately $25, which does not make that much. Somewhere around $25 we have to spend extra, guys. 25, 20 to $25 we have to spend. Okay, so today is my first introduction class, guys. So I just don't want to take more on the first class itself. So today I just given some idea about what is generative AI models. More and more little bit details in coming demo classes, I'll discuss about them. So I want to give you some 5 to 10 minutes of time because everyone having a lot of questions, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to discuss and also give my contact number also. So later after the class, off the class, you can discuss with me personally also. Right now, I'll give you a 5 to 10 minutes of time, guys. I have a 5 to 10 minutes of time. I'm just leaving for your Q&A. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to discuss, guys. You can unmute yourself and you can speak, guys. Anyone, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself or you can use the chat window, guys, if you have any issue with your audios. Right. Anyone, guys, any questions from your side if you have?
Hi, sir.
Yes, hi.
Hi, sir. I have a questions.
Yes.
I have 6 year experience in database backend.
Okay.
Backend developer. So what it will be work in my field?
How it will works to your field means, see,
Means
I'll explain.
career.
Please don't mind because see, in the first class itself, I cannot give a complete implementation and understanding about that. So if you just wait for a couple of days, I'm going to tell you what type of scenarios where we can implement these generative AI applications. Okay. But for a basic level, I'll tell you, just a basic level, I'm going to tell you. Like, for example, in terms of that means your experience, I'm telling that. For example, you are saying that you are working on a backend database, right? You are saying backend database?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let us say that this is your database. Okay, fine. For example, obviously we know that database is going to contain some kind of a data. It's obviously contains some data. We are going to query the data from this particular database to generate some kind of a report requirements, etc. So generally you tell me, for example, if client is there, if client gets a requirement, they want some report or they want some data from this report. Generally what the client will do, can you just give me some few points from your side? Yes.
There are large data and we have to find out the data by writing programs and generate that report.
Absolutely. So client does not have any requirement. So client will approach you, for example, as a developer or as a programmer. Client is going to approach you and you are going to do that. So client will approach you as a programmer. We are going to write some query and going to generate a report. So now in coming future, what is happening here is, now if you learn some kind of a generative AI application, what will happen here is, this is going to be something like what I can simply say that is, I will generate some kind of an LLM model. I will develop some kind of an LLM model is going to be gets given. So now what the client can do is, the client can just give some kind of an input in a normal. He no not to write any query. For example, can you tell me what is going to be the total sales quantity for the year, which is going to be for the year 2024. If the client gives a requirement like this, the LLM model is capable to convert this query into which is going to be a kind of a query and it is going to be internally executes the query and directly gives the report internally by writing the query by itself only. So that means we are giving a better experience to the client. The client need not to, then you obviously get a doubt. Sir, if I develop an LLM model, then what is my requirement here now? I may lose my job because everything I have to write it, I'm writing. If I give it like this to the client. So client requires them, but every time there is no mandatory that it is going to be more accurate. So we are giving a better experience to the client so that some kind of an application, not all complex queries, for basic applications, directly the client can interact directly with the LLM models. He will simply say that, tell me the sales quantity for the year 2024. Automatically, this is going to tells you automatically that will be internally converted into a query and the result is going to be directly given to the client. So a better experience and a kind of an interactive experience to that particular client. Nowadays, the applications are moving like that. So that is the way you can implement this kind of an LLM models. Okay. So just for an idea I have given you in terms of your requirement, but in couple of classes, I'll give you more and more requirements, more and more scenarios I'm going to explain in the coming classes. I'll explain them.
And sir,
Okay.
one question.
Yes.
Sir, one question left.
Yes.
Can you switch our career from database to AI?
It's nothing really. There is nothing related to what is your prior experience. Anyone can come and they can learn this particular generative AI concepts. They can learn. Only thing I requirement is a little bit maths understanding. I'm not saying that you should know the maths. A little bit mathematical understand the maths. Maths understanding is required. And a little bit programming code, a little bit programming skills in Python are required. Even if you don't have the Python skills, no worries. But a little bit of maths, if you can understand them, that is going to be sufficient for me. I can make you to implement all these generative AI applications. Because we are not developing, I told you, no, I'm not developing from the scratch. Everything is going to be some pre-trained models will be there. We are going to use that kind of a pre-trained models using that Langsmith or OpenAI, Llama, Olama, Grok, something we are going to use the models, and using that we are going to develop this LLM models. And in our class, we have this kind of one example is there in our system, in our actual training program. So it is developing an LLM model which can communicate with the database systems. We have some kind of an implementation in our actual training program. We have these implementations. Okay.
Sir, what will be the salary expectation after 3 years experience?
So it depends because no. It's we can't say that. It depends on the various companies and all these things. But my point is, it is not like an in the online and in the ads we don't have that much hype is not there. Paying some which is going to be 1 crore for prompt engineering. We don't have that much hype is there. It depends on the company. It also depends on your expertise. And one more thing is, see, up to what extent you are implementing, that also depends on that. So really, are you going for a complete productivity? Then there is going to be higher paying jobs will be there. Are you implementing only up to prototype? Then it is going to be little bit less salaries will be there. So I cannot say any guarantee that this much will be the salary. See, what I can suggest here is whatever your current salary will be there, maybe a little bit as of now, whenever you are switching the job, or let us say if you are switching the job from your current role, maybe a little bit, obviously a little bit hike will be there. But when you can find the main advantages, the advantage you can find out here is after a couple of years of experience, then you will get a very good opportunities and almost double your salaries. It depends on that. How much extent this can be implemented in the real time, depending on that, it will be there. Because currently the companies are implementing most of the prototypes only. That means they are only just implementing only for POCs. How much extent they will be implemented? We are not sure about that. So obviously the companies are looking for the people who are having the knowledge. So that is the reason why people are coming and learning some up to generative AI. But implementation is there. But how much extent is going to be depending on the requirements. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Fine. Yes. Anyone else, guys? Any questions from your side?
Good evening. My name is Nagarjuna.
Yes, Nagarjuna. Yes. Good evening.
So after completion of this course, will we be able to develop a modules like ChatGPT, Gemini?
Yes, absolutely. But not that much higher level. That is a very huge data set, right? For example, for your company's data, see, simple. For your company's data or for
like
your
at least
company's...
it is in microservices module.
Yes. Absolutely. We can develop it. We'll see all of them practically. So at least we are going to see somewhere different scenarios. We are going to do some kind of, and mainly our concentration is going to be on rack systems. Mainly, we're going to depend on the rack systems, developing a Q&As and developing a Q&A applications, interacting with the databases, tuning of LLM models, using some kind of an Hugging Face models are there. So obviously, not by the end of the course also, at least by the middle, at least, because we don't have any basics, fundamentals, and all these things. We don't waste the time here now. A little bit of Python will be there, a little bit of NLP will be there. Then we'll start with the which is going to be these models what we are going to develop it. So absolutely in a position to develop some kind of an which is going to be small, not small, for your industry requirement or enterprise level requirement of which is going to be the LLM models. We are capable to implement them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
One more question.
Yes.
And actually, I'm a Java background,
Okay.
and I explored the Python basics. It is like
Mm-hmm.
similar.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, what are the main concept or frameworks in the Python need to explore as a
Basically,
prerequisite?
yeah. So a little bit prerequisites are there. I will tell them like you have a normal, as of my knowledge means you explored Python means the basics of Python, all the concept of list, all these things you may have learned about that. But
Yeah,
little
and
bit
the
of which is
OOPS
going to
type.
be little bit of pandas. Okay, a little bit of which is going to be the data visualization. Little bit, don't require much about that. I will explain them. No need to worry about that. A
Oh,
little bit of
okay,
machine
super.
learning, a little bit of neural networks. If you know them, you need not to go for implementation. How a machine learning model works, how a neural network works, if you know that, that is sufficient with that. You need not to go for any implementations. Because mostly we are going to use the pre-trained models, we are going to use them. That's why we don't require to develop everything from the scratch. From the basic ideas, if we have it, that is going to be sufficient for that. Okay. Okay, fine. Right, Nagarjuna, any more questions? Right. Okay. So any more questions, guys, if we have?
Hi, sir. I have
Yeah,
one
hi.
question.
Yes.
So I'm working as a DevOps engineer.
Okay.
Will it helpful for infra automation? Like let's say we have Terraform and other tools, IACC tools are there, which
Mm-hmm.
will perform the automation. So
Mm-hmm.
complete end-to-end automation. It's like
Okay.
we are running Jenkins job and then we're just automating in the infra
Mm-hmm.
using the Terraform code. Or let's say
Okay.
CDK, SDK is there for
Mm-hmm.
like other clouds.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
but
is it possible like to write LLM to complete
no.
all things?
LLMs can't do that. LLMs can't do that. So whatever you are
Okay.
talking about is going to be little bit higher level where we want to go for something called as an AA agents and all these things we have to use basically. So as
Okay.
of my knowledge, whatever, because I was not into that DevOps and all these things, I was not familiar with that. But with my experience, I
Okay.
can say that it is LLM models are only just they are trained to, which is going to be generate some kind of a new content or give some suggestions to you. Only those things it can do that. They can't automate the things. So if you want to go for that kind of a
Okay.
thing, we have to go for a little bit higher level call as an what we call it as AI agents or agentic AI, what we are talking about that. So that is the next level, which is
Okay.
going to be the next level application. But LLM models are not like that. They can't automate your work. They can
Okay.
only just give some suggestion. For example, your past documents is there. For example, in a company, we have a lot of documents are there, right? So give all the documents
Yes.
to the LLM model. So if you ask a question, for example, you ask a question, how to automate it, then it can give you some kind of a suggestions. It can give you some step-by-step procedures, how it is going to, how to automate the things with the help of whatever the previous documents it has been got learned from that. It can't do that. It can only give you the suggestions for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we'll go for agentic AI, like agentic
You have
AI
to
or
go for
something.
agentic AI or AI agents we have to do if you want to automate the things that basically like
Mm.
this. But how much extent it can do your work means that we have to do a little bit POCs and all these things we have to do that because they are going to be different. Up to now extent we implemented those for some different applications. But as part of the DevOps engineering or a DevOps role, how extent it is going to be means currently some lot of POCs are going on. So based on the results, we can estimate that how much extent it can be gets used. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Any more questions, guys? If you have any more. Okay. I'll do one thing, guys. I'm just sharing my number here, guys. In the chat window, it's 80080771117 is my contact number. If anyone having any further doubts or any further questions, So you can just feel free to reach me on my WhatsApp number. So just text me on my WhatsApp number, guys. Not only now, even in any future, if you require any kind of a suggestion or any help or any information you require from my side, you can feel free to reach me, guys. I shared my number as well as even my email ID also I have shared in the chat window. So please make a note of this, guys. And yeah, course duration is 3 to 4 months. I said that. Course content, I will explain it, Naresh. Tomorrow, I'll show you the content is there. I have a small PDF. I have a small PDF file is there. So I'll show you that particular. I'll share the PDF file tomorrow. So please attend tomorrow's session. So attend a couple of classes, guys. Demo sessions. After that, you can just you can take a decisions whether you can learn this generative AI, whether you can fit to this particular role or not, or how much extent you can learn, or how much extent you can expertise on this. All these things will get some clarity about that. Okay. So give me a 1 day of time, Naresh. I'll give you the course content by tomorrow. But as of now, duration is going to be 3 to 4 months. It will take it, Naresh. Okay. Fine. And I already shared my number here, guys. 80080771117. Already there in the chat window. And my number, my email ID also, guys. If you want, you can write a text or you can write a mail to my mail ID, sriv.guttula@gmail.com, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. And thanks all of you guys for attending the demo session. Hope I'll see you tomorrow at the same time and with the same link, guys. Okay. Thanks all of you once again, guys. Right, guys? Hope all of you don't have any questions. I'm ending the session, guys. Okay, then.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Just give me a second. Right. And hope all of you can see my screen also. It's I think it's visual to you, all of you. Right. So let me introduce myself. Just give me a second. I don't want to take much time, guys. Just 2 minutes of time. I'm Vamsi Krishna Guttula here, guys. I'm almost all having somewhere around 22 plus years of experience in the IT industry, guys. So in the last 22 years, from the last 22 years, every day I works on data. Every day I works on the data. I see the data. I process them. I analyzes them. Mainly, I call myself as a data expert. From the last 22 years, I'm working on the data, guys. I started my career in 2003 approximately. I started with some database management initially, guys. Like, you know that, right? Database management systems like some DBMS systems like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. At that time, guys, 22 years back, we don't have all these data science and all these things was not there. And after that, I moved to database administration. Like I was also expertise in performing some admin related tasks like security, automation, scheduling, high availability, backup and recover strategies of databases. These are all my expertise in the database admin, guys. After that, I moved to business intelligence. We know that about the business intelligence BI. And after BI, after working for a couple of years in BI, I moved to big data systems. And from the last 8 years, I was into the data science field, guys. So mainly my current expertise, almost all having 8 years of experience. I started in 2017, data science, AI, machine learning, deep learning. From the last 2 years, recently we know that it was started generative AI, prompt engineering. So these are all my complete expertise on the various technologies related to data science, guys. And coming to my certification programs, I already completed one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad. So it is on AI and ML. And currently, I'm doing another certification program in collaboration with Microsoft, basically on generative AI. Currently going on, still it has not yet completed, but currently I'm doing one certification program from Microsoft. So in collaboration with some great learnings, I'm currently doing one certification program from Microsoft. And these are my complete expertise, guys. And coming to my whatever my job or something like that, I was a freelancing trainer. Coming to my role, it's a freelancing trainer. I collaborated with many of the training academies, like I collaborated with XLR, Durga Soft, who you have been joined here, and Naresh IT, Naresh Technologies or Naresh IT, Stansis, and I was working as a consultant trainer. I also handles various corporate trainings, guys. Recently, only I covered one training program at CGI. Deloitte, Future and CGI. These are some of the recent whatever the trainings I done at recent one of the corporate levels trainings what I have done, guys. So this is about myself. I think you got to know about like almost all I'm having 22 years of experience, guys, with many of the data related expertise, guys. Okay. So coming to this particular training program, guys, you know that. So all of you are here to learn something about the Gen AI, which is nothing but what we call it as a generative AI. So from the last 2 years, guys, it was started almost all I can say from the last 2 years, we can say that it was started. And from the in the recent year only, it has been became more and more popular. A lot of new implementations, a new kind of an implementations has been got started. And even at the corporate level, also at the enterprise level, everyone suggesting. Even recently, my brother, who is working in he's working in Dell, having somewhere around 25 years of experience at Dell. So he's at a very high corporate, the high management level. He was at a management level generally, but still they are there are asking them to the senior level management people also. They're asking them to learn something about some upskill them with the data science, machine learning, AI, NLP, generative AI. Recently, at a 25 years of experience level also, they started learning about these particular skills. So because the industry requires, guys. Up to what extent it was succeeded, I'll tell you about the history, guys, because I'm in the industry from the last 22 years. I know I have a clear understanding about how the approaches has been started, how many years it has taken for implementation. I'll give you a complete the history about the implementation also. I'll give you the idea about that, guys. Okay. So here we are here to learn something about generative AI. So what I'm going to do here is within one class, because it is completely new to you guys. At least whenever I said data science, machine learning, AI, NLP, at least people can understand them because there are little bit familiar terminologies has been became now. But coming to this one, that is nothing but generative AI. It's a completely new terminology. So many of the people does not maybe they don't have a clear understanding about what is generative AI. But something happening in the industry, something happening, guys, something they are talking about generative AI. So what exactly this generative AI? To understand that, at least we require some around 3 to 4 demo sessions we require, guys. Within one class, I cannot make you understand. So today's session, a little bit idea about what is generative AI. And when it comes to which is going to be the coming couple of classes, like I'll tell you guys some little bit technology I'm going to add up them, technical aspects I will add up them, and I'll make you understand clearly what is generative AI, guys.